Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris, and on today's video we're going to review a fragrance from the house of Lancôme. So on today's video I have a fragrance from the house of Lancôme. This is a classic scent, you guys. This is a fragrance that is very symbolic to me. It reminds me a lot of my childhood. I'll kind of go back into the backstory of this fragrance itself. But the fragrance we have today is Tresor de Eau de Parfum, and this is what the bottle looks like. Look at that. It's very nice. It's a little dated at this point. I know that much. It's not the most unique thing anymore. It's not the most up-to-date bottle. The top itself looks like it's glass, but it is a acrylic type of material. Very nice little, cut crystal cut gem type of texture. So this fragrance was launched in 1990. The perfumer is listed down here below, of course. Very nice scent. It's very 90s. So just before we get into this actual review itself, this fragrance is very 90s. It's going to be a spicy type of oriental scent, if that's what we still say. I'm not sure. But it is spicy. It is exotic. It is very different. It is very avant-garde and over the top. It's a very 90s scent, if that makes any sense. So it's going to be very, of that era. It's going to be very sophisticated and refined for the 90s itself. Very nice scent. I really have to say myself, I like it. You might not like it. I know some people out there are probably going to think this is a very grandma-ish type of scent because it does have more of a quote-unquote dated type of smell. But to me, this fragrance, I don't know, maybe it's just because it has some symbolic, actual sentimental value to it for me. That's why it smells so delicious. So the top notes for this are going to be peach apricot, and it's going to have listed as rose or rose leaf. So this is very unique. I have not seen rose leaf in any other fragrance to me. So just a really quick backstory. When I was a little boy, my mom used to work at a floral shop, and they had these machines where you used to put these flowers through it so that they could get rid of all the actual leaves of the roses themselves. With that being said, the rose leaves have a very particular smell. They don't smell like roses, but they kind of, have a greenish type of floral scent itself. To some people, it might not be appealing whatsoever. To me, I really do remember it, and I really do like it myself. So you do get that scent in this actual fragrance itself. So it's a very unique type of smell. It's very different. It's not, like anything else out there. If you've ever, grabbed a leaf of a rose, you might think it stinks. You might think it smells good. You might think, I don't really care for it, or I'm neutral to the smell itself. But this is what you get at the very top with that peach and that apricot as well. Then in the middle, you're going to get lilac, iris, and lily of the valley, as well as heliotrope and vanilla. And in the base, we're going to get sandalwood, musk, and amber. So yes, this is very 90s. As you can tell, there are some fruity elements in this actual fragrance. There are some very clean notes in this fragrance, some citric notes in this fragrance. There are going to be some floral touches in this fragrance. There's no spices listed, which is very different to me. I find that a little bit odd because there is a spiciness to this fragrance overall. It's a very crisp type of spice, and it's very nice. It has a tartness to it. It has a very avant-gardeness to it. It's very unique. It's very different. I personally like this actual scent myself. I really do. So backstory behind it before I get into it. So when I was growing up, we didn't have a lot of money, and I remember going to the department store every Mother's Day to buy my mom a bottle of Tresor. This was her signature scent. This is what she loved to wear. It was typically this one, Beautiful by Estee Lauder, or I believe it was called Temps to Air by, I'm not sure. I'll list it down here below if I find the name of it, but it was a bottle that was it was from Nina Ricci, and she used to wear that one. But this one was her OG, her favorite, and I remember smelling it and not being able to get the big bottle back then, which it was much cheaper than it is now. But it's a very, symbolic fragrance to me because it reminds me of my childhood, and I really do like it. But with that being said, it is a very unique type of scent. It is going to be very similar to a lot of other fragrances from the 90s. So Amouage, Coco by Chanel. Coco, if you like Coco the Eau de Parfum, the classic Coco, the one that has the similar colored liquid to this one, you'll like this one because they have a spicy type of citricy powderiness to them, but they're also going to be very unique, very different, very 90s, very over the top, very power suit, very empowered woman. That's what this fragrance is giving. It's giving a very empowered woman. Now, there are some flankers of this one. I believe it's called Tresor La Nuit, which I'm sorry to say is it's rough. It is rough. I don't like it whatsoever. It's in a black bottle. They've changed it. Now it looks like a diamond shaped bottle. I believe there's other, flankers since then, but they're a lot, more candy like. They're sweet, they're powdery, which is a very generic type of smell in today's perfumery. If we've noticed how fragrances have kind of gotten at the moment, for women, they're very, like I said, bubblegum. They're very candy, very sugary. They also have a powderiness to it. They have a little bit of vanilla accord to them as well. They're very edible, but they're not good edible. They're not good gourmand scents. They're essentially just sugary concoctions that are very synthetic at the same time. And to me, that's gearing away from what perfumery was supposed to be, which was supposed to be something that expressed your personality. And I feel like in today's market, we have fragrances that really make us all smell beige and smell very similar. And because of that, there's no uniqueness to the actual fragrance industry anymore. But if you like vintage scents, this is more early 90s, so kind of like an 80s, 90s type of flair, then I would certainly say to check out Tresor by Lancôme because it is a very sexy, refined, sophisticated scent. Now, the really nice thing is that because this has peach in it, it has apricot in it, it has iris in it, those tend to come out a little bit more warm. The iris is going to wrap it around in a powdery like substance. Then you're going to get that beautiful creamy type of harsh sandalwood. The sandalwood's kind of like right in between. It's not too creamy, it's not too harsh. It's very nice. The musk in this fragrance as well is just going to add a nice clean element, a little bit of a tangy type of touch to it. Then we're going to get that beautiful amber, which really, really, really just wraps this fragrance and makes it the color that it looks like. And like I said, you're going to get some green tart elements like the rose leaf in here. It is very, very nice. It's not going to be a jammy rose, so don't go into it thinking that. It's not going to be like a Rose de Vence by Louis Vuitton. It's not going to be like any other rose because it's not really the rose, it's the rose leaf. And because of that, it's a little bit different. I really do love this scent. I hope you love it as well. Let me know down in the comments what you think of it. Have you tried it? Have you not tried it? Let me know all of that down below. Also, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more fragrance related content. I hope to see you guys on next time's video. Bye.